They just claim themselves as a follower of this religion, that religion. But day-to-day life, not very serious about the teaching of religion. So this, I feel, due to lack of education about our inner value. So now here, India have, I feel, great potential. Plus, modern education, you must pay more attention about ancient your knowledge about the human mind, about the human emotion, then how to tackle this emotion. That's part of ancient Indian knowledge. So, India can combine modern education, the modern technology, modern material development, plus education about our inner value, such as karuna. Not just relying on religious faith, but use our common sense, as I mentioned earlier. So from kindergarten level up to university level, I think eventually in education field should include education about our inner value, so that existing material-oriented sort of education bring us physical comfort. Then ancient Indian knowledge about mind, about inner world, that brings inner peace, inner value. So therefore, now last few years, with help of some Indian scholars and also many scientists, including European, American scientists, we fully now engage how to introduce in modern education field about education, about our inner value. Strictly, again, Indian tradition, secular way, not based on religion, but use of, as I mentioned earlier, common sense, these things. So India's constitution itself, very much based on secular. So according to Indian understanding, secular means not only respect all religions, but also respect non-believer. So according to that sort of concept, it can cover entire 7 billion human beings, including those 1 billion non-believer. So I think once India introduce education system, which combination modern education and ancient Indian sort of knowledge or education about the inner world, then I think India really can make, I think, significant contribution for well-being of the 7 billion human beings. Then your neighbor, China, People's Republic of China, traditionally Buddhist country. Now today, China, around 400 million Buddhist population there. Many of these Chinese Buddhists now really showing interest about Tibetan Buddhism. Tibetan Buddhism is true lineage of Nalanda tradition. So like that, so once one of India's religion, that is Buddhism, I think cover whole Asia, showing interest about, you see, India's or the newly developed kind of education. So, so India, I think religious harmony is concerned, I think India is only example. Whole, I think about 200 nations on this planet. I think India is the example. Different religious traditions can live together. So, as a guest of Indian government, longest guest of Indian government, I fully committed promotion of religious harmony. Wherever I go, I always telling, India is example. So, it is very possible, religious harmony, like that. So I usually describe myself as a messenger of ancient Indian tradition or Indian thought, like that. So already the religious harmony still very good. Now still pay more attention, like that. Then thirdly, of course, as a Tibetan, I have sort of serious sort of concern, preservation of Tibetan knowledge, ancient knowledge. All knowledge comes from India. Since the 8th century, one of the top master of Nalanda, Chandarakshita, he invited by Tibetan emperor, 8th century. He introduced Buddha Dharma according to the tradition. Over thousand we kept all this knowledge. Sometimes I jokingly telling people, India itself, for example, the Nalanda tradition, the Nalanda, I think with Nalanda institution ruined now, nothing there, some teachings there. So similarly, this ancient knowledge about Nalanda also is much neglected. During those centuries, we Tibetan, we kept all this knowledge which introduced by Chandarakshita. So I usually describe, you Indian, traditionally our guru, we are Chela. We not only Chela, but also quite reliable Chela. Truly. About 300 volumes text translated from India, including many Nalanda masters' writing. We still use this as a textbook. Memorize, you see, these root text. And then each word, you see, explain according Nalanda master's commentary. And then we use extensively logic, pramana, Digna, Dharmakirti, and Chandarakshita himself, and the Kamalashila. You see, they are writing about logic. We extensively study these things. So therefore, I think it is quite reasonable to say reliable Chela. So then another thing, now these days, I fully committed, try to revival of ancient Indian knowledge. Religion, something different. This country is a different, many different religious traditions. But logic and knowledge about mind or psychology, these are common. We should consider these things, you see, academic subject. So I'm trying to revival of these ancient Indian knowledge in modern India. So eventually should, as I mentioned earlier, combine modern education and ancient Indian thought, like that. So, as a Chela of Indian Guru, it is my duty to make a report. That's all. Thank you.
Let's have a huge round of applause for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Come on. Thank you so much for a great time. Thank you so much to the entire team of NSCI. Thank you so much to all the partners who have associated with us for the World Peace and Harmony Conclave. Thank you so much.